Welcome to another episode of the INH show. It stands for Insert Name Here show. I feel like I should say just because in case some people have forgotten.
Well, it's been a very long time.
Welcome to the Insert Name Here show. Talking about geek culture news and lifestyle, and today it's the Captain Mar-Vell show. The Captain Mar-Vell show.
Mar-Vell. That's so funny.
Mar-Vell or Mar-Vell?
Mar-Vell.
Mar-Vell?
Sure.
Mar-Vell. So today we're talking about Captain Mar-Vell,
Yep.
which has been out for a little bit over a week now.
Okay.
Now, I saw it in Melbourne. Where did you see it, Terrence?
I watched it in Penang, Malaysia. I was there a
Flew
week ago.
all the way to Penang
Yeah.
just to watch Captain Mar-Vell.
Just to watch
That's a
Captain
lot of
Mar-Vell.
dedication right there.
Yeah. Well, the weather's warm, so we wanted to cool down, and we went into the good old air conditioning of the cinemas.
When you go to Malaysia, you're either going to eat or you're going to air-conditioned malls and
Correct.
cinemas.
Yeah, which is pretty insane because it's warm as hell out over there. Like, really.
Well,
So-
that's what you get for going to Malaysia.
Yeah, true. But the food was worth it, so there you go. Anyways.
Yes, well, we'll talk about food eventually, and
We
in
will.
fact, I guess we have some food-related things.
Oh, I
at
should
some
have brought
point.
it out. I didn't.
Next time.
Next time we'll
How's that to keep you guys in suspense?
Right.
We're going to talk about Captain Mar-Vell today.
Okay, let's just...
So,
yeah.
very not controversial. Yeah, I guess controversial. Yeah, it's got a lot of heat behind it.
Yeah, I mean, they announced that it's a feminist film, right?
They've called it
No?
everything. Yeah, they've called it feminist. It's
Like, I don't
pro.
Look, I don't read
and-
a lot of these articles, to be honest with you, but I see things pop up on my news feed.
It's hard to avoid,
so,
but
yeah,
we try. Yeah, we're not really into the politics and things. But let's get into it.
Sure.
First of all, spoiler-free version.
Spoiler-free version.
What would you like to say? Spoiler-free version of Captain Mar-Vell.
What
Do you
can I
recommend it?
say?
Do you...
I mean, I recommend all Marvel films. I think they're all really good. I would not. I wouldn't say that it's within my top 5. I would probably say it's within my
Top
bottom
5
5.
are very okay. Well, that gives people an idea. As to
Yeah,
what
so
you
I
think about the
definitely
movie.
put it within my bottom 5. Was it a good film? No. I mean, it was a little bit all over the place for me. I mean, it's still enjoyable. And
yeah.
this is comparing it to other Marvel films, by the way. But if we're comparing it to like DC or something else, then that's a different story altogether. You're not really comparing apples with apples, right? So you got to compare it with the Marvel franchise. That's how I see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess there's some snobs out there would say, why compare it at all, right? Why should we compare it all?
True, that's very true. And mind you, I really want every film to be good. That's the thing. Like in my mind, regardless of who makes it, Sony's or DC or
So you don't have an agenda. You don't want to see these women
just
fail. You don't want to see these.
Why would someone want a film to fail? You want things to be awesome, right? You want to experience it and walk out going, "Oh, that was awesome, crazy!" You know. So
there were people who wanted this film to fail. I mean, we're obviously not those people, but I think the movie. I recommend it.
Okay.
I would say this is in the top half of the Marvel the Marvel movies.
the top half.
Yeah, I'm going to say the top half.
Okay.
Look, here's all you need to know. If you should watch it on its own, I think this film, Captain Mar-Vell, is enjoyable. It's fun. It's satisfying.
Fun.
It's worth paying the money to go and see.
Let me ask you a question. There, is it enjoyable because of the nostalgia that they bring from the '90s and all the?
I mean, that's all part of it. The visuals,
The music, the soundtrack,
yes,
just
all that. I was going to say
everything
the
about it,
characters, but there's one notable exception.
right?
But yes, on its own, the movie's fine.
Okay.
If you go in there with any sort of baggage, be it you want to see it succeed and push this pro-women message, you'll see it there.
Okay.
If you want to go in hating on the fact that this is pushing a strong feminist agenda, you'll see it because that's there. I really wish this movie came out maybe 5 years earlier.
Yep.
Because then people would be able to see it for what it is, which is just in my opinion, a solid superhero movie.
Sure.
It just so happens that it has all of this stuff behind it.
I mean, I didn't, to be honest with you, for me personally, I didn't feel the whole feminist movement in this
Really?
film. Like,
okay, we should get into spoiler territory very soon then.
Sure,
because
all right, let's beep. But for me, I mean, it was there, but it's not like so in your face that I would walk out going, "Oh man, they really hate men there." You know what I mean? Like it wasn't to that degree.
Well, I didn't think it was necessary. I agree with that. I didn't think it was necessarily pushing the fact that they hate men, but it was all about women are oppressed and women are.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. I can totally see that.
That was a big part of her story.
Yeah, I can totally see that. My issues with it is not that, and mind you, I love equality, but it's not the fact that it's like a feminist movie is leaning toward. It's not about that. My issue with it is again the cheese factor. Like, and what I mean by that is when what took me out was there was a scene towards the end where they played No Doubt, Just a Girl,
Yeah, well, that's very empowering.
It is,
yeah,
but it just didn't. It felt like they were just throwing it in there for the hell of throwing it in there, and I feel that this film falls into the category of like similar to Bumblebee, where they were just forcing music like there's no tomorrow. They were just forcing it.
I very much agree with that. People who complain about Suicide Squad, about how we're going from, well, we're going to have, we're going to show you Amanda Waller, so we're going to play Sympathy for the Devil. We're going to show you this character, so we're going to play a song which is like, it's so on the nose. This movie, the needle doesn't stop. In terms of the music, like she meets Mar-Vell, and it's like Nirvana's "Come As You Are."
Right.
The climax or the big action is that "No Doubt's I'm Just a Girl." So this is every song you've heard on Fox FM in the '90s if you grew up in that era.
And the issue I have with this is exactly what happened with Bumblebee. It felt like every 5 minutes they just wanted to play some sort of song with it. Whereas if you go back to, for example, Guardians 1. They didn't force it too much. They were just having fun with it.
Guardians 1, Guardians 2, even Baby Driver, like the music is a part of the story.
But I felt there was a difference with Guardians 1 versus Guardians 2. Guardians 2 is where they started forcing it in because it worked so well. And I felt that this went into that category.
Okay.
To me, it felt like they were forcing
fine.
Even with, like, for example, the Nerf gun. They literally had a shot of the Nerf gun and then on the floor. It's like, you didn't... If they did it in the background where they try to shoot it and that's it, that's... Fine.
Well, I mean, that was played for laughs.
But it's like product placement right in your face. Like that's a little bit too much, isn't it? It's a bit much.
I felt it was fine because it was played for laughs. It was completely. It was a joke. I don't think it was product placement. Even though Nerf, if you want to, give us some a sponsorship, I'd be more than happy to.
To hold a Nerf gun and like start shooting it in every show. Sure.
So let's get a little bit more into it.
Okay.
I said that this movie is solid and I really enjoy pretty much everything about it, but I felt that the weakest thing in this movie is Captain Mar-Vell herself.
Is it because of her acting?
It's because of her acting. It's because of her... I think the character... Ooh, I gotta be careful what I say here because she is overpowered. I said the same thing about Alicia. She is overpowered.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It was unusual because, well... she doesn't know her background,
right?
I think that was actually pretty cleverly. I think the story is pretty good.
The way they revealed it, right? Yeah, on paper.
On paper it was fine because Captain Mar-Vell. Do you know anything about the character herself in the comics? Very little.
Hardly.
Yeah.
Well,
that she's got a very weird sort of background. It's like very convoluted. So they kind of incorporated elements of that.
I mean, I only know Captain Mar-Vell as in Carol Danvers when she was Ms. Marvel as part of the New Avengers. That was my introduction to the character. So I don't know a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, I say this as though I'm some authority. I'm no authority, and we probably know about the same amount about this character. But she herself was the weakest part in the movie. She was she's wooden.
She was very wooden, especially you know what the part that really annoys me is when she was choosing the colors and she was like, "Oh, you're really good with colors," and blah blah blah, and then she changes it, and then she's like, "How do I look?" It was so bad. It took me out of the film.
And obviously she's trying to act on something that's not there because she's reacting to something. But even there was a bit at the start where she's like, she's captured by the Skrulls.
Yep.
And she's like, "You guys don't happen to have the key to this? No? Okay."
Yeah.
There's that scene. It's just so wooden. And I can give her a pass because she's playing a character who doesn't really know what's going on.
Right.
But I just feel that, we as the audience, we've seen so... There's a scene where they sort of dig through her mind, her memories.
Yep.
So we as the audience, we know more about the character than she does.
Yep,
there's a bit of tension that's lost in that. It's a flaw in the storytelling, in my opinion.
I need to ask you something. Is it the execution of the acting or is it the execution of the script?
Both.
That is the issue.
It's
I have
both.
an issue with the script. Or I have an issue of the screenplay or whatever it is. I have an issue with that.
I think
everything came out too cheesy and... How do you convert that to an actor can only do so much before.
Well,
do you get what I'm sort of saying?
I feel that first of all, you don't have a charismatic lead. I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not being sexist, but she's not charismatic at all, Brie Larson.
Sure.
And I just feel that if she was like a Robert Downey Jr., she would have made, chicken salad out of chicken feet, as they say.
Okay.
So to me, she was the weakest part of this movie.
Okay.
And I guess we should preface all of this by saying that these Marvel movies, I guess we're being a bit harsh because they're all serviceable, they're all enjoyable.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but to me, she's the weakest part. Fury,
supporting actors.
Yeah, well, and much in the same way
Fury,
that Avengers was
Coulson.
a Thanos movie, like this is a Nick Fury movie.
Yeah.
Coulson was underused.
He was definitely underused. I would have loved to see a lot more of him.
And also Ben Mendelsohn's character was stole the show, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, was it him throughout the whole time? Because
knowing him, it probably was him saying, put me under the mask. No one's going to recognize it, but I want to be the person.
But I gotta say, his accent was weird. I found it really
strange. Well, he speaks with the Ben Mendelsohn accent, yeah. Right,
but
straight out of Ready Player One.
But I don't know if it's because the way he's with the prosthetics, with his makeup and stuff. Maybe it looks. I don't know.
That's just Ben Mendelsohn, I think.
Yeah, okay, fair.
What do you think about the special effects? Because that's a thing which you have a.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with the special effects here so much. You? Did you?
No, again, I don't really have an issue, and I don't have an eye for these things. I think the Marvel movies are so colorful that you sort of expect to see. If you see someone shooting stuff, in your mind, you know that this is not actually happening. That it's all CG. Drawn in digitally.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
I thought it was. They trick you to it, absolutely. It's very believable, and Marvel has been doing that really well. I mean, maybe if you go back to watch, Phase 1, it might not be as good, but by now they've really advanced way ahead, and it looks, in my mind, looks fantastic. I do believe it. You know what I mean? So, the action scenes were a bit stiff and wooden to me. I don't know. Even in the start, the fight scene.
I'm just glad that I can see what's going on. The action is... I think the action's fine. It's certainly not groundbreaking by any means.
No.
Again, I just... The big issue for me is that Carol is... Well, Brie Larson is a bit wooden. Okay. You know what I do appreciate, though? There is... You can see that she, as Captain Marvel, is having fun. Like, she enjoys flying, and that's something which... This is a bit of a tangent, but these DC movies just show your heroes having fun. Aquaman sort of had it. And if they're having fun, then we're having fun as well.
Okay. Okay. I think it was, to me, it was just nearly there, but it's not there. Does that make sense?
Many people
I wanted this film to be so good.
So you think it's in the bottom 5?
I do, because
how many of these movies are there? Like there's 20 something.
Something like that. I don't recall now. Someone correct me. But I mean, is it better than Thor 2 and 3? Sure. Or maybe not 3, but 2 definitely. You know what I mean? But it's towards the bottom.
Thor 2 is universally seen as like the
but that was still early days, and was trying to. I don't know if they're trying to experiment or trying to do things with it to move the story along. And that's where I had the problem with this, is that it felt like a filler because Endgame is about to happen, right? And they know they're going to put in Captain Marvel in there. So it felt like they had to rush through and sort of go, all right, well, we're going to put this character in there. What are we going to do to try to give a bit of a backstory?
This is
quickly.
A lot of
this is it. Boom, 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 boom.
This is where a lot of those conspiracy theories about how, they're pushing these strong female characters, that Captain Marvel is going to save the day.
Right.
Like she's almost like a Deus Ex Machina, where she's introduced out of nowhere because we have not seen or heard of her prior.
I mean... Look, I see this film as a filler, and that's why my issue is, right? It feels like a filler more than anything else. I don't know why they couldn't have just gone ahead with Endgame and then do maybe a prequel.
Well, we don't know what's going to... I guess we don't know what's going to happen in Endgame. Sure. I feel that I would not knowing what's going to happen in Endgame, I would hate to see Endgame and then want to go back and see, well, how did this character come to have this relationship with Fury? Did you like Fury? Did you like young... Samuel L. Jackson. So yeah, he did well. He played the character as he always does. Okay, but you have an issue with this. But you said that the scripting and all that. But do you
there
find
were just some parts in it where it started...
But Samuel L. Jackson can really elevate...
Yeah, he can, but you know what? The script is just... Some of it is like, oh, let's try to be witty now. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, dude. Really?
The problem is...
Do you know what I'm sort of saying, though? Do you know?
I wonder whether that's just a fault... Not a fault, but I wonder whether that's just the fact that, well, some of the humor doesn't play to you or I...
Maybe.
But on that note, I feel that it has... We sort of should touch on... Brie Larson behind this. I mean, the person.
She's been copping a lot of flack. Yeah, at the moment,
she has.
Right?
And I gotta say that a lot of it is. I feel a lot of it is warranted because she is
really
the way she's carrying herself. I don't think it's
very. Know, man.
Do you think it's unwarranted?
I think it is. I think we are at a state in the world where, like, the world we live in now is I don't know how
that
to say
outrage culture or something. Where everyone wants to get upset about something.
Everyone's a snowflake now. It's like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that, and I don't think she means intentionally like, oh, I hate white men. You know, I don't think she even says that's not the case. But people are just taking it completely out of context. And
I just feel that
blowing it up.
Again, she's probably a victim of timing, right?
Right.
But I just feel that from what I've seen, her media junkets and all, she's smug, she's condescending, she's not very genuine. She has that, and there's that picture that got her into hot water where she said like goodbye to Stan Lee, and it was a picture of her.
That one wasn't.
I just felt that was poor. Whether that was her or her agent or whatever. It wouldn't
surprise me if it was her agent.
But if that was her agent, that's not a good reflection on her either way.
That's fair.
I just think that she, like Chris Evans, is quite political and he has very strong opinions, but the way maybe this
is such a likable guy, that's why.
And maybe because this is that whole double standard about how we give men a pass and women can't be outspoken. But I just feel like he's doing it different. Yeah, I feel that he's handling it differently.
I don't know, man. I feel that things are taken out of context, and on one side, I think we sort of touched on it very quickly today, was that I feel like she's like trying to stand up for the little guy, you know what I mean? Trying to stand up for women or women of color and all that.
But she's not. That's not the stance that she should.
But I think the issue is that people are like, "Why are you even doing that? We're not asking you to do that to begin with." I think their attitude is that. You know what I mean?
I feel like
I don't know.
Like I said, I think this
comes
movie.
Out a different way. I don't know.
I think this movie on its own, and had it come out years earlier when this is not such a hot issue, I think it would be very well received, and I think. Whether you're looking for a strong female role model, this is a movie that you want to take your kids to. If you're just a guy and you just want to see a fun superhero movie,
right?
Like I said, if you go in there with the mentality that they're going to force down some sort of strong female agenda, you'll see it and you'll criticize it.
I think it's one of the things where it doesn't need to be like the film is quite. They obviously show about how women are oppressed and all that sort of stuff, right? But I don't think anyone, including Brie Larson, needs to go and step out and sort of say, "Hey, this is what they don't need to do that," right? And I think the fact that she's doing that that's where she's getting that backlash. She just needs to be more. What's the word for it? More humble about it.
Yeah, I feel it should be said for
elegant.
Sure. But the way,
don't even
the way she's handling it, I just don't think she.
But I do feel that people are taking it the wrong way. And as we know what the media is like, they'll try to milk everything they can and they'll try to, it's clickbait. Everyone wants to say something just to get exactly. So
are we going to have some sort of clickbait title for this?
I'm sure by now I'm a sexist, I'm a racist, I don't know what else there is. You know what I mean? So
let us know what you guys think. Is Terrence how big of a chauvinist pig is he? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Surely you've all seen it as well, and would love to know what you think, especially leading up to Endgame. And we, of course, have the next Captain Marvel movie coming out as well.
Oh, yes. Shazam! Yeah. Oh, I can't wait! That looks... You know what? I gotta say, well, knock on wood, that looks good so far. Like, the trailers have got me. Like...
The pre... What is it? The reviews, the early reviews, I haven't
looked at the reviews.
I haven't read anything that seems positive.
I'm going on the basis of the trailer. It looks great. It looks fun. But then again, I said that about Suicide Squad, and look what happened there.
I think the first 20 minutes of Suicide Squad were fine. But what a world we live in. So let us know what you think. Mm-hmm. Comment below. Like us on Facebook. Yeah. Follow us. Let us know what you'd like to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
And until next time, we will see you on the next INH show.
See ya.